Today's episode of Spike's Car Radio is sponsored in part by CollectingCars.com, who is proud to list a truly astounding modern supercar which was built as a track-only machine but has been converted for road use, a 2016 McLaren P1 GTR. How about that? This incredibly rare hypercar is live for bids right now, and the auction will end on Thursday, December 1st. They also have a Porsche 906 1/3 scale radio-controlled car. Ever wanted to own a 1960s Porsche Le Mans racer but don't have the garage space? Then this car is for you. Check out those cars and other amazing stuff on CollectingCars.com. List your car, buy a car, just do car stuff. All right, let's start the show.
And now, Hangar 56 Media presents Spike's Car Radio, a downloadable cars and coffee, hosted by writer, comedian, and automotive enthusiast Spike Ferriston. Now, here's Spike.
Driving on 9, you could be a shadow beneath the streetlight behind my home. Driving on 9, I sure miss you.
Yeah.
Past the motel.
That's what I was listening to on the road. Driving on the 10, though. I was driving on the 10. That's Driving on 9 with the Breeders. I'm here with Zuckerman. I'm here with Lieberman. Gentlemen, happy post-Thanksgiving.
Yo.
Yeah.
I would belch if I could.
Wow, what a time. I have so much to talk about. I'm so filled with car experience. Let me just fade out the Breeders here. I took off to La Quinta to play tennis. And Zuckerman, you had good advice. You know, the wife and kids left Tuesday early because I had read and remembered that horrible traffic jam. And then I've got the Mercedes EQS AMG. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I had to pick up that Bill's dinner. I had to pick that up at 1. And I kept saying, Bill, if you could get this ready by 9, I might be able to make it out.
This was Wednesday?
This was Wednesday.
Oh, getting his scraps.
I was leaving Bill's at like 1:30, looking at the traffic. What is a 2-hour and 10-minute drive? Starts to go 2:30. 3:30, 4. So leaving Bill's 4:30.
While you're on the road, it's going up.
And I call Zuckerman up, and he's like, "Hey, drive tomorrow, dummy." And he goes, "It'll be open." And I go, "Right? Why am I rushing there?" And I did.
We just sidestep everything. We just did a little jink to the left, and I did the same thing.
So I
went home. I had a wonderful Wednesday evening.
It was great. So I watched TV with Gopher, ate crap. And then we got up at 6 in the morning and got into this Mercedes, and 2 hours, 10 minutes flat.
Brilliant.
Just boom, in this car, which I will talk about in a second. It was fabulous and an amazing drive.
La Quinta, for those listening, Palm Springs.
Yeah, La Quinta is La Quinta, though, California, not Palm Springs.
It's circa. It's near Palm Springs.
And we were invited to ski, and I thought, no, I want to be warm and I want to play tennis nonstop, and I did, and it was amazing. And Zuckerman, I know you're impressed with this because you are younger than me, but my physical prowess. Listen to these days. I would play an hour of tennis without the instructor. I would do an hour lesson in the hot sun. Then an hour later, we drove to Borrego Springs for off-road motorcycling for 5 hours straight of off-road motorcycling. I am impressed. That's one day.
And you see the look on my face, my sneering derision. Okay, another bet is formulating, listeners, and this is
we'll get to that.
Knee and hip replacement.
Okay,
bet. And we're
ankle, hip.
Yes, it's
Day 2. 2 hours of tennis again in the hot sun, and then off to the La Quinta X Park for skateboarding.
Yeah, that's insane. Why are you skateboarding? You're gonna break your wrist.
Now I wore a wrist guard.
Oh, okay.
I have no shame, but boy, it's the
Did
coolest.
you wear a brain bucket?
Of course. It's the coolest skate park in the world. I loved it. They had just great music playing out back that was very analog rock and roll for the dads and the kids, kind of skater stuff. What?
I'm looking at you and I'm seeing you're having some sort of frontal lobe atrophy. What you're doing is indicative of some form of dementia that at 58 years old, you want to skateboard. I'm going to put on my wrist guard.
They have a wave track. I wanted to learn how to do the wave track. I will confess to you, I did not push myself that hard because I had just played a couple hours of tennis and I was like, I'm a little on edge. But I did.
Did you fall?
No.
Oh.
No, I went down the ramps. I did some of the wave track, and then I was like, I don't have the energy to put into this. The kids were on their stunt scooters and flying around swimming pools. It was fun. It was just a great time, just a great vibe.
Because like a few years ago, I was walking by a skate shop, and I'm like, oh, they have a Rob Roscop deck. Like I've wanted one of those since 4th grade.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. I'm going to buy it. Oh, Tracker Trucks. And I got the whole skateboard I wanted when I was 10 or 11. Got on it and like immediately fell. And, like,
Yeah, you do
jammed
fall.
my wrist.
You fall when you're learning, but it's just.
No, I know how to skate. I just fell.
It's just a great place to hang, even if you're not going to skate. I was sitting there listening to music and looking at the sunset and the mountains and just.
This is like that
cool.
IG
I
where
loved it.
the
Loved it.
90-year-old guy gets on the bike to show everyone how to do the tricks, and he falls off and busts his hip. The mind is shrunken, the heart is brave, and the body is brittle.
It's not.
That's what's gonna.
The body is stronger. The mind is stronger. Tennis is what's doing it, and it's the workout. I played pretty good tennis most days, and then really.
I need to get those calipers because I think that your forehead is shrinking.
You have no idea.
I think.
Do you know it's more? I'm doing more physical fitness than I've ever done.
More.
I'm in
doing
the gym
more.
more. I want to run. I want to live. I want to live to be 95 and get out of a chair. Anyway, I woke up one of those mornings. I don't know which adventure to start with. Let's start with the Tesla Model Y. We woke up to an update that said, congratulations, you have full self-driving.
Right.
Everybody got it. Happy Thanksgiving from the crazy guy on Twitter known as Elon Musk.
Oh, this is great. I hear the angels sing and the cash bells ring. Zuckerman's, congratulations, everyone. Zuckerman's going to be a billionaire too. So finally.
So what does that mean?
It means
No. I know what you mean. So I'm saying, what does full self-driving mean? Here's what it means.
No one knows.
You do the quick update, right? I'm in a strange place, but probably a better place because if you know what La Quinta looks like, miles long blocks, straight,
Nothing's
left turns,
old people and meth heads.
But big palm tree farms to crash into.
Yeah.
But the point is simple driving for a machine, right? So we do the update. Suddenly there's your legal disclaimer, Zuckerman, and it has this phrase: it may do the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Oh, that's a little inconsistent with automatic driving.
Are you hiring? You need a schmuck.
Who puts that? Listen, full self-driving is in early limited beta and must be used with additional caution. It may do the wrong thing at the wrong time, so you must always keep your hands on the wheel and pay extra attention. Do not become complacent. When full self-driving is enabled, your vehicle will make lane changes off the highway, select forks to follow your navigation route, navigate around other vehicles and objects, make left turns, make right turns. It's leaving out 7 things it doesn't do, which I will tell you it doesn't do. Use full self-driving and limited beta, blah, blah, blah. You got to keep your eye on it. It's still...
This is like one of these pharma ads. Everyone's happy, everyone's fine while they're saying, you may have diarrhea, you may die, you may have a seizure, your heart may stop. Whee! But you're at the skate park.
May cause night terrors. If you experience erectile dysfunction,
suicide.
You might bleed from all orifices for hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so the kids and I get in, and it's actually not my oldest son. It's my friend, my son and his friend.
Oh, other people's children. Good idea.
Other people's children.
Zuckerman's loving this.
And I say,
He's ordering a Ferrari right now.
I say, let's give this a shot. And I say, take us to navigate to La Quinta X skate park, right? It goes, boom, like that. It's like 4 miles away. The kid, not my son, the other kid goes, you better keep your hands on the wheel. I don't like this. He was the smart one.
How old was he?
He was 12.
Oh.
And I said, look, I'm going to babysit this thing. I like this interaction. I like that it could go wrong. And to me, it's just a new kind of driving. You have to do a lot of things when you're driving so you don't crash. Don't drink. Don't smoke meth. Keep your eyes off your phone. This babysit your level 2 driving aids. You'll be fine. It's just another thing. And by the way, I don't want this to sound negative because it's positive and I like it. The car drove us the whole way there flawlessly. And again, simple left turns, right turns, speed limits. It allows you to go maybe 5, 10 over speed. Anything over it won't steer for you. It took us there perfectly. It went around slow cars perfectly. And I turned to the kids in the back and I go, you're going to remember that drive. You will remember today. By the time you're driving, you'll have something cooler. But that is pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool stuff. Now, what doesn't it do?
Yes.
Okay. In the following days, let me show you my list of things. By the way,
this is a list that you took, or that
this is that I took. He's coughing.
I'm trying to infect
He
him.
says he's
2
not
days
sick.
left, Paul.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to get fucked. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Listen. Here's what it doesn't do, and I think I wrote it down somewhere. Let me find it here. Oh yes, right here. Okay. Speed bumps. Unless they've been geofenced, it doesn't recognize speed bumps. What does that mean? Your car will go really fast over them without knowing what's going on. Okay, put your phone away. Seriously, I want to talk. Turn it off for a second.
Turn it off. I was just playing We're in the Money.
Okay, yes, you're in the money. You are. But listen to this. This is good feedback if you're listening. We were at a red light, and in the distance was a right on red sign that the car did not recognize, and the car just jumped right into traffic. All right? Oh, yeah. You're getting excited. What?
Oh, yes, thank you, God. I can't fucking believe that somehow NHTSA or anyone in response is letting this guy do this.
Well,
He's doing it.
You, if you're doing your job as a driver, you're waiting for that, and you stop the car, which I did.
You're part of the experimentation. You don't.
But I like it. And I willingly entered that.
But you know how many morons are going to be like, oh.
Then they should not willingly sign and agree to the terms.
Yeah, but it is called full self-driving,
Okay, wait, I'm not done, all right? We're in La Quinta. We're in like this resort Airbnb, and it's a gated community.
Oh.
So
Swiggins, let's kill this Peabody.
No, listen.
Killed Swiggins.
As you're pulling out to leave the gated community, the light turns green, but the gate was still closed, and it just drove right at the gate. I had to stop the car.
Thank you, Jesus.
It didn't. It could see the light, but it couldn't see the gate. It didn't know what a gate was. I don't know, again, and I could talk to Franz about this. I don't know if it then learns in that moment. I suspect it might, because the speed bumps in my neighborhood, it seemed to know they were there, but other speed bumps in the world
You're working
did not.
for Elon. You don't realize it, but you've been deputized.
I'm done with that guy. I'm Hans von Holzhausen now. He's got to run that company. Here's what else it did. And then roundabouts are really funny. And roads
right across the center.
Yeah, so there were a bunch in La Quinta in Old Town, and the second it gets to him, it just goes, I give up. It just stops. It's not going to do it. But last night, Jack and I were driving back from Santa Monica, and there was some by my house, and they would approach, I think you know the street, don't say it, but the car would approach the roundabout, it would stop, even though there was no traffic there, it would signal right, the car would start to go right, it would stop again, it would signal left, and then it would go around the rest of it. And there are 4 of those, below Sunset on that street. You know what I'm saying? Luckily no one was behind us. It was completely unacceptable, but it had us laughing hysterically because it was not working.
It does not compute.
It does not compute. It does not compute. Anyway, that's what I noticed negatively about it. Other than that, flawless, fun, on the highway, effective, simple, made my life better. And it's a beta, and it's got little problems, and I'm saying them in the hopes that maybe they fix it. I love it. Your thoughts?
I just want to know where NHTSA is in this whole thing.
Who is NHTSA?
National Highway Transportation and Safety Authority.
Yeah.
And they should be part of this, because one would think if you're going to be testing cars on the roadway, which basically this is what we're having, live tests with people who are not trained testers, who have been given some slapdash.
I'm a trained tester.
Trained testers. They've been given some sort of warning that's kind of inconsistent, easily confusable. But
there was nothing that happened that I felt, oh, thank God I stopped it in time.
What about the gate?
The gate. Here's the only way I can explain it. You're looking for this stuff. If you're doing this correctly, which I think any somewhat intelligent guy, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but you go, I wonder if it's going to recognize the gate. I wonder if it's going to recognize. You're thinking like that with the machine, right?
Yeah.
And again, La Quinta, sure. Go
what
ahead.
about the other people out there in the world who don't know that you're participating
and didn't sign anything about being part of a beta
Well, I
test?
felt like it drove safer than I did 90% of the time.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad.
It comes up to a stop line. It does a legitimate
so
stop. I
here's-
roll stops. It then proceeded forward.
There's going to be such a disaster. Someone's going to get turned in.
Here, listen to this. I don't disagree with you, but it would do things like this. Driving home in Brentwood, which is trickier, it would pull up to a stop line. It couldn't see left or right, and it would just inch out and stop again to look left and right, which I thought was really cool. Again, I don't know that it's perfect for small town, complicated LA driving, hills driving, Hollywood Hills driving. I don't think I'd be brave enough to put it on in that situation because I just don't want to babysit the thing. But on the highway, it was wonderful. Wonderful to give me a break. It stayed in the right lane. It drove 60 miles an hour. It kept a good distance. There were no issues.
Here's my issue with it is that they're not using radar and LiDAR. So if you had radar, it'd see a gate.
Yes.
Every other car uses radar and LiDAR
Yep.
and other stuff. So like this Mercedes that's sitting here, probably December, actually it's almost December, January, you'll probably be able to get an update for actual level 3 autonomy where Mercedes assumes the liability when it goes into its self-driving mode. And it has to do a whole bunch of things. One is download a current 3D map of the freeway it's on. It only works on freeways. It only works in daylight. It only works when there's no rain. If you have a camera-based system with none of that in place, if your camera's dirty, if there's snow, if a weather anomaly, all these things happen, your cameras fail while the system's on, it'll just quit and kill you. Whereas with a true level 3 car, the manufacturer assumes the liability.
Yeah.
So if it can't get you to take control, it'll just like put on the hazards and come to a stop. But the whole thing where like, well, we're going to drive for you. You have to pay attention. It's a scam.
Right. We're going to drive for you, but you have to drive too.
Yeah.
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 I like it. I can't. I mean, I
want
you
them
guys
to make
all.
planes
You
like
both
this.
have valid points. You're exactly right about it. But I'm just speaking for me. I'm not speaking for the rest of the world. I like
I'm sure it's
I
fun.
like being part of this beta. You're right. It needs LiDAR or radar. It needs a way
But they've said that they're going to do it without. They're never going to have that.
Well, then they will have to do that because the gate, the not seeing that little right on red sign is a problem. You need to see that.
Just imagine when it's a 6-year-old on a tricycle or something. You know what I mean? And then
Well,
it's
it was
like
tracking people perfectly.
if it's missing a gate, it's going to miss a short, squat kid on a tricycle. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be problematic.
I
And
don't
not
think
having
so. It
radar
just-
and LiDAR is crazy. Like
So you're a sophisticated user. Let's say we take all of those people you
Yeah.
like to talk to on next door, and we put
hate
this
that.
device into their hands. All of those people, and we give them these cars and tell them, have at it. Would you trust those people with
Yeah.
this technology?
Sure.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if they make a mistake, they make. I just look at the bigger picture of how many shitty drivers in the world exist right now. How many people on drugs? Everybody's on their phone here. I find that to be the most dangerous thing in LA right now. Just the phone people alone.
Oh.
I don't think you're wrong, Zuckerman. I think there are going to be accidents. Obviously, there's a major investigation going on right now with Tesla.
Well, they've
The
been
National
doing
Highway
something-
Traffic Safety Administration is multiple crashes of Tesla cars involving autopilot system.
they've been doing something super dirty, which is it looks like that right before it crashes, the system turns off.
That's
so
right.
In a split
So-
second, you're suddenly liable, the driver.
Right.
Even though
You
it was
can't-
in full autopilot, it doesn't.
But shouldn't
seem to
you
work.
have been paying attention?
Well,
Oh, yeah,
again,
but
they're selling a product called Autopilot with full self-driving. Like,
Look, but I just read you what the disclaimer I went through, which is a very thorough, and it was one of 3 that says, here's what this system is,
yeah, but
and it doesn't, whatever we call it, here's what it is. It may do the wrong thing at the wrong time. Babysit it, blah, blah, blah. So that is not a relevant argument.
I
it's
disagree
super
with you.
relevant.
People use dish soap as cooking oil. People don't pay attention. People read the top
Well, we
line.
can't
Got
help. I
people
can't
with
be responsible for
ADD, ADHD, who are going
They're going to be a problem anyways.
But what's that statute? The Tinkle statute, where if you like a contract is invalid when it's between a $1 billion company and an individual.
Well, that's an adhesion contract.
Well, look,
but warnings, adequate warnings and safe warnings and inconsistent messaging becomes the fodder for lawyers like me.
I don't think you're wrong, but I noticed at least this is again all anecdotal. The car was in safer spaces where the system works well. It drives in a more safe manner than I do. I noticed the Tesla drivers on the highway. They're all in one lane. They've got the autopilot on, and they're all going the speed limit, and they're not dashing in between everyone. There's
So in Elon, we trust.
No, it's not about him. It's
Yeah, it is.
about. It isn't. It's about
Vote Republican in the midterms.
self-driving when it's complete. Whoever does that, level 3, level 4, will make the world a safer place. I do believe that.
But again, they're giving you the veneer of safety without actually following.
No, they're
through.
not. They
Yeah,
explained it perfectly to me that this is not full self-driving in the disclaimer.
It's
Now,
called full self-driving. They're fooling 90%.
All right,
of the
we're going
people.
in circles now. But I read you the disclaimer that I read that you.
But how many things have you signed in your life where you just want to get to the thing?
Right, and that's the human error, and that goes to my point that a lot of idiots will drink and drive. They don't pay attention to shit, and you're not going to stop that.
But that's just a whataboutism. Like you can't have
I don't think it is.
dangerous thing. And again, it's
I don't find it
veneer.
dangerous.
I wouldn't put my safety in his hands. I'm not happy about everybody else the way they drive. I'm not going to add one.
He's over
more.
at Twitter, burning that place down.
I'm not happy about. I don't think that.
Let me read an ad
is the answer.
All right. Well, here's a good ad for right now. If you're listening to this Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance sponsorship ad, there's a good chance that you're alive. If you're not, well, this may not be of interest to you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Life insurance. I'm going to live forever. Death is what happens to other people. Well, for the sake of argument, let's assume you're wrong and that someday you won't be listening to podcasts anymore. I know it's not easy to talk about, so I'll do the talking. If you're 50 plus and alive or 50 to 75 in New York, you can apply for Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance with guaranteed acceptance regardless of your health. And since this life insurance is guaranteed, you don't have to get a medical exam. In fact, you don't even have to fill out the health questionnaire for a free quote. Just go to GerberLifeFamily.com. Then when you stop, if you stop listening to podcasts, your family can use the insurance money to help cover your final expenses or anything else. Your kids already inherited your ears, allergies, and questionable singing voice. Don't make them inherit your final expense tab 2. See website for terms and restrictions. So I'm driving, or the car is driving me out to Borrego Springs, to my friends at San Diego Motorsport, who are renting us an ATV, a CR 100, I think it was, and I'm driving a 230 out in the desert, right? And we are on a stretch of palm tree farms. You ever see these palm tree farms?
Yeah.
On a 2-lane road in what I would describe as the middle of nowhere.
That's an accurate description of where those palm tree farms are.
And I'm dadding out on the kids in the back who are looking at TikTok about, this self-driving is really making merry, you kids, and it's what this company is doing, and blah, blah, blah. And then, I get a little beep, and it says, check your tire pressure, passenger rear. And then it goes, your passenger rear tire is flat. And I go, oh my God, I'm in the middle of nowhere away from home. I look down the road, there's a little shop, and it says Tequila Market. The only place. There are no houses, there's no nothing. It just says Tequila Market, little dirt road. I pull in there, and I look at the tire. It's gone. Big nail sticking out of it. So I call the AAA folks up, and of course, I get the AI. that takes me down a really bad road. And it ends with this question: would you like to tow it to your favorite shop, or would you like to tow it home? Neither.
Right.
I don't have a favorite I don't know where I am, but I know I'm not near
right.
anything. And it disconnects me. I get on with the girl, and the girl says, what are you laughing at? What?
just the way it basically gives you the finger after all of that.
Gives me the finger, right. And I'm supposed to be, at 8 a.m., I'm supposed to be out in the desert on motorcycles. And the guy said, look, we are busy. You get there at 8 or you're not riding today. And the kids are almost crying. They've been looking forward to this for so long. Well, one of them is, not the other kid. Get the lady on the phone. She goes, get to the same spot. She goes, well, you got to either tow it to your house. I go, look, I don't live anywhere near here.
Right.
If you can give me a tire repair shop. She goes, I found one that's licensed by AAA. We'll have someone there. It looks like 2 hours, but then you're going an hour the other way. And I go, they open? She goes, I think. And I go, shit, right? I go,
Useless help.
I go, all right, thank you. Send them along.
Yeah, right.
And meanwhile, the kids are out in front, and there's a bunch of chickens walking around, little baby chickens, an old dog, and
Tumbleweed.
a weird cat, lots of tumbleweeds.
Right.
It's
Somebody's desiccated rib cage.
we go back in. There's a teenage girl there who doesn't speak English or speaks English as well as I speak Spanish. We can't talk. She's got braces. I know her name is Jocelyn, and I asked my boys, I go, how good is your Spanish? They go, it's just a little.
Un poquito.
Right. And I remember behind this, I look behind, there's a flatbed truck right behind the shop.
Oh.
And I'm going to the boys. I go, how do you say truck in Spanish? One of them says the word, and I go, whose truck is that? Whose truck? And she goes, oh. And she hands me this little card, and it says Lorenzo's Tire Repair.
No way.
Oh,
and I
get
go,
out, really?
I go, who's this?
Yeah.
She goes, Lorenzo's the owner. And I go, give me that. And I
tire
call
repair and tequila shop.
I call this guy, and it's like I know it's before 8. Like, hello, this guy's like taking a dump or something. What? Yes, I go, Lorenzo. I go, I'm in front of your shop. I guess you own the tequila mug. He goes, yes. I go, I got a flat tire.
Grunting. Ooh, yes.
I go, Lorenzo, I got a flat tire. He goes, okay. I go, it's a Tesla. He goes, that's okay. I know how to do it. I go, can you come over? And he goes, yeah, I'll be right over. Lorenzo comes over. This kind of overweight older guy comes over in his car, in his big dually, right? Looks at it and he goes, pull it back a little bit, pulls the damn nail out, puts in a plug right there. Doesn't even take the wheel off the car.
Right.
And saves the day.
Nice.
Saves the day.
He had a compressor. He had everything ready to go.
On the truck. He backed the truck up. It had an air compressor right there. It had everything he needed.
Fucking A, we need Lorenzo here.
He was a genius. He's just like out of nowhere. Talk about luck. It went from the worst luck to the best luck.
It's great.
What are you going to say, Johnny?
I had many things to say. I was going to say, did you put a new tire on it before you drove back to LA?
No.
So
my wife was driving it back, so I was like, good luck.
Maybe
the kids went in the Mercedes.
Maybe Elon can figure out a self-fixing car. He can do everything.
But it held the tire pressure, and we rode out to the desert, and our friends at San Diego Motorsports were like, no worries, man. I called him up, and he goes, oh, that sucks. He goes, I'll take care of you, and hooked us up.
Nice.
But boy, if there ever was a COVID factory, those used helmets and stuff. This is one of those they great bikes.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, okay, helmets, but what about the rest of the gear? And he goes, no, you just need a helmet. You can have some gloves if you want. So we were out there riding like the real nuts in San Diego.
Safety last.
Yeah, safety last riding.
Yeah.
And one kid who's not my son, who'd never been on anything, who did great. And James, who'd never ridden a legit motorcycle with a clutch, he goes, I got it.
I got protective gear. I've got skin.
Yeah. Zuckerman's right, though. I think you're chasing like a little...
Came with protective gear.
This is Zuckerman. You would love this. You're in my head constantly. You're in my head all the time. You've made me a very thoughtful and safe person. Now, I'm out in the desert, right? And I'm talking to Oscar, who's renting us the motorcycles. And I say, how close are we to Imperial Dunes? He goes, no, you don't want to go there, man. And I'm like, why? He goes, and the kids are nervous, but they're standing right there. He goes, you can be going up a hill and then a truck just lands on you. People die every hour out there. And one of the kids turns white. And I'm like, yeah, but we're not dying here, right? And he goes, oh, no, you just pay attention to the flags on the trucks. And I go into Zuckerman mode. I've got someone else's son with me. But I had asked Zuckerman, do I have to ask that parent's permission? And I did. And they said, yeah, go ahead, but make sure he doesn't get hurt.
Imagine that call. Hello, sir. Got something to tell you.
Joey, listen.
Your son is dead.
Oh, God, that's horrible. And they have that could happen at the skate park too.
Oh,
I mean, they had bikes, scooters, and skateboards all flying up and down, and music, really loud music. Out there, they just had a lot of those off-road Can-Am things.
Oh yeah,
lots of
razors,
right?
Razors. Turn over,
and then
you lose
lop your arm off. Yeah.
No, and then trophy trucks just blasting.
Yeah,
but it was. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought he said it was 45,000 square miles and a dirt runway, an airfield, a dirt airfield that you weren't allowed to go on.
Sure,
I tell you,
but everybody was
cocaine.
Everyone's having a great time until someone gets killed.
It was great. No, but there was a lot of visibility. Unlike Gorman, there was a lot of straight visibility, and you'd give I got 3 people with me, and everybody was good. And miraculously, I only saw one truck with Trump flags. Only one.
Yeah, well, it's California. Did the trucks have the safety flags though?
Every truck and ATV had safety flags.
Good, because I've been to dunes where they don't all have them, and it is scary.
That's super
when
scary.
You're flying up, and then one passes you, and it's like, had I been 5 feet over?
Oh yeah,
we get those cases all the time. And generally speaking, you don't have any insurance coverage for this. Once you're off-roading, there's no insurance coverage, and 90% of the time there's drinking involved. There's something about these dunes and these contraptions that are magnets for booze.
Yeah.
Well, there are about 50 RVs out there, and people are just having a great time. It really is, it gets you nuts. I get nuts when I go out there. I love it. I could just easily
I don't
just
know
live
you
like
anymore,
that.
do I? We don't know each other.
What do you mean?
I don't know. The whole thing, you're really the shrinking frontal lobe of yours. The tennis, the skate park.
You never knew me if you didn't know this about me. I've been off-road motorcycling forever, since I was a kid.
But now this is like gone into a whole other area where you're out in Gorman or you're out in these.
It's lovely. Well, that's kids. When they stop wanting to go, then I probably won't go. You don't even know my fishing side, Zuckerman. I like to fish.
The word you're looking for, Paul, is goyish.
I don't know. Soon there is going to be a MAGA sticker on his
Speaking of goy, now I consider us to be a lot of our talk is Jew-centric.
Yeah, but we're number 1 in Qatar.
And ratings have been...
They like our self-deprecating.
The ratings have been great lately. They've been really high around the world.
Right.
And I forget where we were last.
I don't
before,
forget.
But now
we were last in Korea last time.
Okay, we're doing better in Korea even.
We're still 50 something,
but we're not Israel.
Israel hates us.
They're not listening.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
They
got no use for us. We're liberal Western Hebrews.
I know, but they don't like you guys?
No.
Why?
Because we quote unquote don't understand. We don't understand.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now we have to try to get our ratings up there. Listen.
The other thing is, there's a guy named Lieberman who's like the Stephen Miller of Israel. He's like Netanyahu's crazy hard right advisor, something Lieberman, and it's really embarrassing. But we should read that though. Where we're number 1, it's insane. Like,
do I have it on
his
our
first
list
name
right
is
here?
Avi
Lieberman. Yeah. And no relation.
Did I send it to you?
You sent
guys
it to me
separately.
Personally, I'll find it.
Yeah, I'm very thrilled that the world is listening.
But like, here it is. You ready? Okay, we are number 1 in Qatar, Romania, Singapore, Slovakia, Suriname, Thailand, Trinidad and Tobago, Paraguay, Macau, Chile, Colombia. Number 2 in Chile, 2 Colombia, 2 Czech Republic, 2 in Greece, 2 in Croatia.
You missed the first page.
The first page, you're right.
1,
you said
United Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
Emirates.
Yeah.
Emirates, sorry.
Emirates.
Argentina, Bahrain, Canada, Costa Rica, Cyprus, Guatemala, Ireland, Italy, Sri Lanka, Lithuania, Malta, New Zealand, Oman.
Wow.
Lots of hot chicks in all of these countries. I hope it's the girls that are listening.
Look at this. Number 2 in Iceland, 2 in Portugal, 2 Sweden, 2 Slovenia. It's where Melania Trump's from.
And then U.S., we're finally 3. We've moved there a little
but
bit.
like
At least
3,
on this day.
3 in Hong Kong, Norway, Malaysia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Australia, Belgium, Philippines, South Africa.
And I like where we're number 1 in the leisure category. Suriname, we're in both. The bigger category, we're number 1.
You can't even tell me where Suriname is.
I don't know where it is. Trinidad
South
and Tobago
America.
and Paraguay,
I know where
too.
Suriname is. It's next to French Guiana.
Exactly.
Not
Anyway.
Guyana, French Guiana.
The Devil's Island
But
was.
Israel, well, South Korea, we're still 51. I think we were 50 last time.
Can we get our listeners who are in these countries?
Yeah.
Yes.
We are available to come. If you just arrange for our air travel, we will come.
That's
and
right.
we will do a live show in front of you. Host us. Bring
Yeah, I
us
would do
there.
that.
We
Dubai.
want to. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a little bit
I
of
have so much
check
show to still
involved.
talk about.
Yeah.
Let me do another ad. Get that out of the way. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients, seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Need dinner in a hurry? HelloFresh's quick and easy options like 20-minute meals and easy cleanup recipes allow you to enjoy good times around the dinner table and loved ones and less time in the kitchen. With over 35 weekly recipes, there's something to please everyone. You can also easily customize your recipes by swapping proteins or sides, upgrading to choice proteins, or even adding protein to a veggie meal. You guys know we use it all the time. Gets delivered to your house. Everything's there. And my wife, Erica, cooks. She cooks delicious meals. It's an amazing thing. Go to HelloFresh.com/Spike70 and use code Spike70 for 70% off plus free shipping. That is HelloFresh.com/Spike70 and use code Spike70 for 70% off plus free shipping. There you go. Check it out. It's America's #1 meal kit. Okay, let's get back to business here. Jay Leno, feeling better, back home.
You've been talking to him.
Yeah, I called him. Of course, when something like that happens, everybody in the world, and it was somebody on Instagram that messaged me and said, "Hey, did you see this?" I had no idea. And Jerry and I talked to him that day, and he sounded great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him yet, but I talked to him when he was in the hospital, and he sounded like Jay. He sounded fantastic, and we're all going to see him this Sunday. Us.
Yep.
At the last day of the Malibu Kitchen. The last day is coming up this Sunday, and Bill sent a statement he'd like the listeners to hear.
And everyone knows this is Stanley Miller. Please attribute his name properly.
You're really now that he can't like touch your food or do anything. Right. You're really going to just out him like that.
The Stanley William Miller.
He's our biggest listener.
Hello, Stanley. Hello, Stanley.
All right, hold on. And as you know, the Malibu Kitchen is closing. This is from Bill. The outpouring of shock, sadness, the love and support about the store closing has been incredibly heartwarming and overwhelming. Please thank your listeners for me. Let them know I'm not retiring. The landlord just exercised his right to not renew our lease. We are working on opening in a new shopping center.
Dun, dun, dun.
How about that? That's
we use the term shopping center still?
Please. No, but he's old, so he does. Please, all of our car friends, come by and say goodbye for now. Goodbye for now. Sunday, December 4th. That's the last. That's in a couple of days. Sunday, December 4th. I'm going to be there. I know Matt Farah put it on his Instagram. Matt's mentioning it on his podcast.
Is there going to be parking, or they're going to have the lot shut down till 11?
They may. Yeah. If they do show up at 11, they're open all day. But
why don't we go Sunday, but 1 or 2 days in advance for a quiet lunch with him?
Yeah, we'll do that. But I thought we would bring the microphones and
Absolutely.
Let's do our show.
Absolutely.
Matt's going to be there. Matty will do the show. I'm sure Jay will say hi. And if Jerry's in town, we'll have him there. And we'll
Saturday.
On Sunday.
On
Sunday. We'll say goodbye. I just don't know the time because now that word is out there.
We're going to be at a new shopping center next to Gimbals.
And the LA Times called me.
Gimbals. Wow. Yeah.
The LA Times called me, and they're onto it. So it's going to be a thing. But if you're listening, anybody from the Malibu Country Mart,
I think Charles Fleming.
Hold on. If you're listening, anybody from the Malibu Country Mart, just let it happen. It's the last one.
Come on.
Then you won't have to worry
Don't be
about
dicks.
it.
They'll be dicks.
There you go. My brother, who I was in a separate COVID contest bet, got COVID. Wally.
Wow.
Cue card guy. Seth Meyers, Saturday Night Live. Surprised he lasted this long. But he got it Wednesday before Thanksgiving, Zuckerman. So I beat him. I have beaten him.
How much money was involved there?
That's just sibling pride. Okay. Older brother, younger brother, sibling rivalry.
One day he'll be dying. Ferris will be dying of a brain tumor, and he'll call me over to his bedside and go, I never got COVID, Zuckerman.
That's right. He'll break his neck. He'll break his neck on a motorcycle.
I never got COVID.
And then the pillow will be put over my face by Zuckerman. You got it now. But you were right. I did get sick. I just got the wrong thing. My son gave me RSV, and I will tell you, it was pretty bad. I still have the after effects of it. But I didn't.
It's like a flu type thing.
No, it's the worst head cold you could ever have with your lungs immediately just fill up. It's very similar feeling. And so much so that after 8 COVID tests in a row, 8 days in a row of negatives, in the middle of that, I went to the doctor because I wanted this bet to be pure. And I said, diagnose this. And clean bill of health. He gave me antibiotics.
Piece of shit.
Even with you calling him to tell him to tell me that I had
money
COVID.
in it for you, Doc.
But we are now, I think, 1 day away when this show airs.
When this show airs, that'll be the 30th. Wednesday.
That'll be the 30th. So I have to get to midnight the 30th.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I have a home PCR, highly
getting
sensitive.
it at this point. You got lucky.
No. Secure the bet. I have a home 30-minute PCR. Should I do it at midnight, Wednesday night, and send you the results? Or
Thursday morning when you get your little scrawny ass out of bed, you send me and say, ha, 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 pay up. And then Lieberman's going to reach into his little pocket.
I don't know. I just got back from Hawaii. I'm pretty tapped out.
Yeah, he's going to get his $2. He's big pocket, short fingers, Lieberman.
Hey,
I'm so excited.
You're going to hand him 2 bills. I'm going to hand him 2 bills.
Now, look, I was in the Palm Springs area, which is not a very Trumpy area. I was not eating in restaurants, but I was in supermarkets. I haven't really put a mask on.
You went shopping centers?
Yeah,
I can't.
Masks are sort of passe. Yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't done it. But I did eat outside.
That's fine.
And I had a strange kid with me. Who knows where that kid's been?
Right?
What's been going on there? My kids.
You're
don't
just
get
lucky you
tested
didn't
in
kill
school.
that kid.
So do you have plans for the money? You got to do something special with it. I
don't know yet. I'm not there yet.
$2,000.
I don't know. Something fun. Buy like Zuckerman mask. Have a Zuckerman mask made.
Dinner, but that's okay.
Oh, that's a good idea. The big COVID dinner? COVID bet?
COVID dinner. We can all get COVID together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would do that. Sure, just for the fun of it.
Sure.
All right, what else? Zuckerman. Yeah. You recently bought a Taycan for your wife, and listeners were very interested in hearing your thoughts because you've been very negative about electric cars, right?
Yeah.
And what did you think? Have you driven it?
Lovely.
You like it?
And I'm going to tell you, I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm surprised. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I don't want to adopt anything. I want everything the way it was. And I got in this thing. And, of course, I can't read an instruction manual. Don't you know I came with all instructions preloaded already? My arrogance about anything. So it took me a good long time to figure out where the power on button was. And it really shouldn't have because it's on the left of the steering column.
Also, it shouldn't have a button. Like you get into a Tesla or a Rivian, it just goes. You don't have to turn anything on.
Well, you know what? I did appreciate the on button, at least, at this early stage of my electric world. I needed to know I was on, and I hit that power button. It said keep holding on to the button like some early computer, and then it went on, and I was surprised how much I liked this car. It was comfortable. It was definitely a Porsche. I had to get used to the brakes a little bit because there's a lot of weight and a lot of brake.
Yeah.
So the first time I pulled up to a light, I gave everyone whiplash, but then I had it down, and I frankly really, truly enjoyed this car, and I'm going to start really looking at them now.
Yeah.
And here's the crazy part. That car, so Spike has the AMG EQS, you would like it 10 times more because it's like, it's a luxury version of the Taycan. You're not cramped inside.
We haven't even talked about that.
I know, but this thing, dude.
I can see a world in which I'm going to be getting the hopped up hot version of one of these things.
It's this car.
And I'm particularly looking.
I don't know that this is Zuckerman's car. He's the Taycan guy. Like that, when I drove the Taycan, I experienced the same thing.
I'm going to say
It's like a
something
Porsche.
heretical, and
Yeah,
you're
go,
going
go,
to hear
go.
it here
Yeah.
first. This got me looking forward to an all-electric 911 option.
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
Wow, this is a moment.
Yeah.
This is a everyone write it in your books. Zuckerman said it. He's now looking.
Oh, wrong button. Sorry.
What kind of dumb thing are you doing?
I'm just putting some applause in there.
Yeah.
I knew you'd come around finally.
So now I'm looking for it. I still like gas. I still like all of that shit. But I really can see myself now going, you know what? Fuck all this gas stuff. Fuck these,
So you're going to go completely in the other direction.
Here's what your wife's going to experience, though. She's going to come. When did you get it for her?
a week or two ago.
She's going to come to you in like 6 weeks, and she's going to go, I haven't been to a gas station in 6 weeks. This is great.
Here's the current issue.
You got to get a charger at
She
home.
doesn't have the charger installed yet. And our friend Dee Maroney, who might be listening, big on promises, but
But why do you need him for a charger? Why don't you just get a charge point charger?
Well, I got a guy.
Everyone has a guy. Dean said he had a guy, and it takes.
Oh, it's any electrician will do it.
Yeah. So we need to have it because when we move into the house in Malibu, which is almost done, that's got it's got a fast charge, it's got some other charge, it's all built into the house.
Right.
And
what does that mean? You already have the charger there?
That's going to be at that house.
You have 200. You have 220.
Wired for it.
We're wired for it, and we have the machines, but we don't have the electricity connected to the house yet.
Right. So what do you need from Dean?
At the trailer where Andrea is.
Oh, right.
At the trailer, she doesn't have a charger, so she's had to go down to...
That is necessary. You can order a charge point charger or any charger, and just any electrician will put that into it. It's not
it's
her.
called Juice Box.
Yeah, but just Zuckerman, just know if you don't have 220 to the pole at the trailer...
we got 220 to the pole.
If you have a
then
dryer,
you're good.
Yeah, then you're good.
Yeah.
And let me talk about that because I had I was sitting here planning this trip to La Quinta going, am I really going to take 2 electric vehicles there? Because I'm going to this little Airbnb, big one, but it didn't have a charger in there.
Right.
And,
whoa.
well, both these
You're
guys
gonna
are
get so
sick.
much
I
COVID.
know. They're
Tell
both
them
sick.
what happened.
You're in Laguna. I don't know what happened.
Well, the guy wouldn't let you use the charger. Piece of shit.
Oh, at the resort, I talked to the manager. It was all good, but here's what I did learn, and it's something I think we already knew. The Tesla charging network is better, and La Quinta, where I was kind of running hour to hour and doing a lot of stuff, I had a lot of anxiety about as I was running out of power in the Tesla supercharger. Boom, maybe I had to drive 20 minutes, but I was able to charge up. I had trouble in the Mercedes EQS, not because of Mercedes, but
because of the infrastructure.
The infrastructure wasn't there.
Yep.
So not Mercedes' fault, but I was using 2 different apps. Charge Hub, a disaster.
All terrible.
It took me to a place that was, there were chargers there, but they had not been opened yet.
Right.
They had plastic on them.
Right.
And I was like, what is that? It then took me to an empty lot.
Yeah.
That used to have chargers.
Yep.
And each of these drives, I'm ticking down 20 miles, and now I've only got 20 miles left. And my third one, if I don't hit this right, I'm screwed, right? And I did. And I was in a Target parking lot or something, but it didn't have that Tesla supercharger.
Is there an adapter?
Wait. That didn't have that Tesla supercharger safe space.
Right. That's the smartest thing Tesla did. Smartest thing they did was a supercharger network. No one else can figure it out.
And it's not there yet. So,
yeah.
But getting back to the Mercedes EQS, spectacular car.
Well, yeah,
to drive
you have the AMG.
So when I got on, I have the AMG. When I got on the highway and it was open road, at one point I looked down. It was it's so quiet inside, but it was doing 110 miles an hour.
Yeah, like it's asleep.
And like it's asleep. And I mean dead quiet. Like I could hear the dog breathing going like that.
Yeah.
It was so quiet on the way back that one of the kids was too noisy breathing, and I said, "You got to stop breathing that way."
It's like
that's how
voice. Yeah.
But question: is there an adapter system that
It's not that. It's that Tesla hasn't opened it up yet. Now that Tesla does have a physically different plug, which is better in a lot of ways. It is really smart, future proof. But Tesla, they said they were going to, and then I shouldn't say they. Musk tweeted out, but he was going to open it up.
If you had the adapter from Tesla to the other one, would it work?
If you had the adapter,
Like I have a Tesla account, right? But I
Yeah.
guess it wouldn't know, right?
it can't do. Other cars can't run on
Right,
the
right.
Tesla operating system
Yeah.
yet. Supposedly, I know in like Norway, they're forced to open up. They're being forced to open up the chargers.
They
to
should
other
be forced
vehicles.
here.
Well, you can't force anyone to do anything here.
Yeah, I as a Tesla owner, I'd rather they don't do that. But
Yeah. No.
and here's another thing: EV America, I think it was the one you had problem with.
Electrify America.
Electrify America. It worked perfectly, but it was expensive.
It was very expensive.
It was like $40.
yeah. No, it's
and
like
usually
it's like half a gas tank.
it's usually it's $18 to charge.
Right.
And I didn't like that. That doesn't make sense. To
Yeah,
me.
well-
and I plugged it in at the house. I think, look, it says it'll be fully charged at 4:30 in the morning. This was at 3:00 in the afternoon, and then I looked closely. It said 4:30 in the morning Monday, and it was
Because you don't have
it was Thursday.
you don't have 220.
No, this was at the place I was staying at. So, like,
yeah.
again, I'm on
Yeah.
a trip, and if you think you're going to plug it in at the place you're at
You
110,
got to be on a level 2 charger.
forget it.
Yeah.
You're not using
No,
that
well,
thing.
look, we're not there infrastructure wise. This is what's holding back mass adoption. Well, a lot of things are, but what's nice about not this one, but the regular EQS, the especially the big one, and that thing I had last week, the EQE, is that they claim 380 miles of range, but the Mercedes actually deliver 410, 415. They're more efficient than they claim, which is the opposite of every other, especially the Taycan, which is notoriously, very poor range, very
Right.
inefficient. The Mercedes are super efficient. Very impressed the more I do. Plus that 10 degrees rear steering.
Amazing.
It's a
But
forklift. It's insane.
I already said it was just quiet and like a bullet train on the highway. I mean, talk about a luxury electric vehicle. It's the first luxury electric that I've driven. And I guess the second, I had the SUV. You feel great in this thing. It is a level above anything I've driven by Tesla, except for the charging network. If you want this next level thing, this EQS line is fantastic. It's expensive. This car was $165, 277 miles to the charge. This was cool. Augmented reality head up for directions.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, right?
Really
Augmented.
great. And then it did this other thing where, anybody who uses Apple CarPlay knows that sometimes you'll switch to the car's navigation system and then your Waze on Apple CarPlay.
Right.
This car is the first car that would turn off the other nav. So let's say I'm going to the resort on Waze, and then I went to the car to go, you know what, I need to charge this thing, go to a charger. It says I'm stopping and turning off the other directions.
Right.
That's the first time I've seen that
that's
interface
smart,
where
yeah.
CarPlay worked with the car's system.
Does it have the horsepower and torque?
Yeah.
Did you write it down? Because it's massive.
No, but the big
I can look it
story about this car right now, and let me see if I've got it right here, is that they are holding back extra speed for $1,200.
Not the AMG version, but they're going to do that for the regular EQ cars. Yeah.
So there's a paywall if you want it to be faster for $1,200.
I know.
People are very upset.
It's a yearly subscription. It's not like Tesla
those
does it where you pay $1,000,
$2,000.
unlock whatever $2,000 once, and you unlock the horsepower
Right,
for the
and
lifetime.
you own it.
This is an extra
What a
$1,200 a
scam.
year. Yeah. It's pretty. By the way,
I didn't
every
care.
car company is going to do this. This is a few
No, we
years.
gotta tell them.
They're not going to listen.
They will.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
No, don't get those services. Just don't use the services until they learn not to do that stuff. The car is bloody fast, and once again, everybody in my family was digging it. It really is. It's too nice for people like us, Zuckerman, is what I would think. You know what I mean? You know what I mean by that?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
You
real
get
quick-
it. A white Mercedes AMG EQS in Palm Springs, sure,
Yes.
but it's not. It's for Swiggins and Peabody, and it is fabulous.
Not
and
for people from, what was it, the book title I posted, the Dirtbag, Massachusetts.
Fall River, it's where I'm from.
That's where you
sir.
go from.
That's New Bedford Fall River in West Bridgewater.
So
AKA
it's 649 horsepower, but it has a boost mode where it goes up to 751 horsepower, and then you get 752 pound-feet of torque. So that said, that's less than my Rivian, so it's still kind of slow. But those Mercedes EVs are so impressive. They're so impressive.
Our next product and product partner is something we use every day. It's called Athletic Greens. We love to take it so we'd have more energy on the tennis court, optimize immune system so I can win this bet, and I don't like pills. So I love Athletic Greens. So what is it? With one scoop of delicious Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole foods, sourced superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All of those things. I gave it some to Jonny. I gave some to my own production staff, and we have it here in the house. And we take it with us. They have these little packets, so you can take it with you when you're going to La Quinta and playing tennis, so you don't fall apart. It's lifestyle friendly, whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy free. It supports mental clarity and alertness. It's the one thing with the best things. Athletic Green uses the best of the best products based on the latest science with constant product iterations and third-party testing. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into the flu season and cold season. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. Go to athleticgreens.com/spike911. You're going to get a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. That's Zuckerman blowing his nose in the other room. If he had Athletic Greens today, he wouldn't be doing that. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/spike911, athleticgreens.com/spike911 to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. What else do we got? Jonny, you're in a car.
Mustang Mach 1.
What is that? I haven't seen that Mach 1 thing since the 70s.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, right?
Yeah, it's still, so you know they announced the new Mustang. They showed it at the LA Auto Show. This is the last of the big GTs of this generation. So it's got like 10 more horsepower. It's 470 horsepower. The big thing is it has the magnetic ride control that the Shelby's had. So this rides a lot better than your regular garden variety V8 Mustang. And then they got rid of the kind of frankly crap manual that was in the regular GT and put in a Tremec 6-speed. So it's a real tight box. And dude, yeah, it's great. I mean, look, a Camaro is going to out-handle it. It's more of a sports car, but this really walks a nice tightrope between muscle car and sports car or even GT. And it's a blast, man. It's just a cool car. Super comfy. We came back from Hawaii and I was nervous because we had our luggage and we had a kid in the back. Everything fit in the trunk. We were in Hawaii for 6 days. Everything fit in the trunk. Kid fit in the back. No problems. And it's like, yeah, it's a good car.
Any special colors?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it has this graphics package with a black and white stripe.
Yeah, it's cool looking.
Yeah, no, it looks great. And it's a big fat V8 that revs to 7,500 RPM, pretty torquey. It's a manual. It's an easy recipe.
What's the price point?
That's a good question. I want to say it's probably like 50 something, 52.
Give me 6 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. For the
Zuckerman's going to have that in his garage.
I can look it up, but it's
it's nice. I really like this. It's a handsome car.
It was, I drove it like on a track about 2 years ago with a lot of other really like high performance cars. And it kind of, compared to a Cayman, it fell apart. But like just banging around LA and like, going fast on corners and on ramps and all that kind of stuff. It's great.
So
people who own it will friggin' love it. So it's a cool car. I like it much more than I assumed I would.
When I was a kid, Mach 1s with the louvers on the rear window, that really...
I remember
really
there was a green one at Tech Auto in West Bridgewater. I'd go visit and go look at it.
It was that metallic dark green.
Yeah. And I just liked Mach 1. I like that Mach 1 on the side.
A little more than I thought.
Oh, what? How much?
No, it's not bad. If it starts at 57,665.
So 65 is
at 60. Yeah, it seems that most people are paying 60.
What's 65 grand these days? We'll take 5, like you said.
Okay, give me 4.
5.
No, you know what? It's crazy. Like that little EQS I had. That thing was like $95,000.
What's money these days?
Yeah, exactly.
What is money?
How about 750 grand for that
BMW
M4
CSL
thing? Yeah.
That's shocking.
They're making 50.
They were all going to sell.
Wait, what are you talking about?
BMW is doing a recreation of the CSL.
The
Remember the
3.0
CSL, the E9?
That's
from
a
the
new
early
car?
70s.
That was
but
on
they're
your-
taking an M4, so they're using styling cues from the old 3.0
Yeah.
CSI or CSL, and they're taking a 4 Series and they're making it kind of look like that. And it is kind of cool looking. Now, I just laughed, though.
And how many are they making?
50.
50.
And
The
I
50
looked at it and I
years of
thought,
M.
okay, maybe 150, but I was off by 600 grand.
Yeah, well, so what it is, the reason it's so expensive, they're saying the reason it's so expensive is because they put it through the entire development process you would put any other car through.
It's a bunch of shit. I don't
I
believe
mean-
that. The cars, okay, most of the cars already been through the development process.
They mean the body work, so all the material work that goes into like paint and crashing and all that stuff. So it is a fortune. I mean, cars are just a fortune to make. So look, to a really die-hard BMW collector, there's probably 50 on the planet. Man, what a cool thing to have.
Yeah, they'll sell them all, no problem.
To everyone else, it's obnoxious and horrifying, So it's like, because for $750, you could get a Lamborghini, the last Aventador, plus a rear-wheel drive Huracan for $750. You can get 2 nice Lamborghinis with 22 cylinders between them, or one 6-cylinder BMW with a manual that doesn't have a lot of torque. It's weird.
So much great stuff out there.
That's crazy, right?
There's so much great stuff. They're just making great things. What a great time to be alive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to keep
It's nuts.
And this is the other thing, too. You know how everyone's like, you better buy this V12 hypercar now because it's the last one. They just
come
introduced
on.
it. Well, no, it's good. That model they just introduced has a 10-year lifespan. So they'll
Yeah,
sell
right.
it for a decade. So by 2032, they might be done with
I've been
that
hearing
V12.
this since the 90s.
They've been
This is
saying-
the last
Could you
time.
imagine?
You're cool.
In 1870, you better get your whale blubber lamps before they're gone. You better get the last of the whale blubber lamps. You're
1973.
going to need these electric lights are
Yes.
going to be so good.
We
When did
always
they get rid
embrace
of whaling? Like 1973?
no, 18.
No, when they got rid, cause like they
The whaling, yeah,
they use like
the 70s.
sperm oil and automatic transmission, sperm whale oil and automatic transmissions. To
Did they
like,
really?
Yeah, and there was this funny thing where the year that it was finally banned, like GM's no longer going to put sperm whale oil into automatic transmission fluid. There was a massive recall of Chevy transmissions. They were all crap, and so
Should have just
they
called
pushed
you.
the rumor that it was the lack of sperm whale oil. So apparently there was like a bunch of angry guys.
You
like,
could
we gotta
solve
go
that."
whaling so our Impalas can shift.
What island were you on?
I thought you
Why?
said whale sperm. I was just in my head
No,
catching
well,
up to what you were saying.
Sorry, sperm whale oil. Yeah,
Oil,
whale sperm.
okay.
Yeah, sperm whale oil was an ATF fluid until like 69 or 70. But we were in Kauai, to answer your question.
And you and Richard stuffed up the whole sewer system there?
Oh
he
boy,
was
I
puking
thought we were going to
everywhere.
make it an episode.
no.
I was just about to say that Zuckerman behaved himself the whole episode.
No,
I
no.
didn't have poopy
Sure.
talk.
So no feces whatsoever, but like vomit, like nonstop. The kid vomited all over.
Wow.
We walked into a grocery store. You'll love this.
Season 3 of the White Lotus is the Brown Lotus.
We walked into
Take that kid anywhere.
Because we had a villa that had like a barbecue, So we walked into a grocery store, and I'm about 10 paces in front of him and Amy, and I just hear, "Blah," and I
Yeah.
turn around, and there's just he'd eaten a ho-ho or a ding dong or something, and it was just all over the
What's
floor.
wrong with that kid?
And I go,
Hawaii, lots of kids throw up in Hawaii.
I go to
My
Amy.
kids threw up in Hawaii
I go
too.
to Amy. I'm like, get him out of here. And I went to a guy. I'm like, sir, some kid barfed all over your store. Gotta go.
Oh, it's good times.
Yeah,
it's good times.
Puking kids.
Oh yeah, he was puking for 2 days straight, but he felt fine. He had no symptoms, no fever.
It's like a dog.
Yeah.
Just goes in, comes out, no problem.
I had to bring my dog. I didn't. Our house sitter couldn't make it, so we had to bring the dog. I had to get special permission, and I had to attest what a well-behaved dog I had.
Go for a test.
to the neighbor.
He only barks 12 hours.
To my
a
neighbor
day.
who's got a beautiful place that we rented, and of course, Gopher took out the ottoman. This beautiful, one-of-a-kind, spinning yellow velvet suede ottoman.
with urine
a
or
dump
feces?
on it?
He he lifted his leg on it and ruined it, and now I'm buying a new one.
Nice.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much? How much?
I don't know yet.
Could the
but I had to
Zuckerman
make
bet
but it-
cover it?
Huh?
Could the COVID bet cover the ottoman?
Maybe.
Oh, this makes me happy. Thank you, Gopher.
That's probably what I'll be paying for.
Gopher came through for me.
It's so hard to make that phone call because I asked, and she goes, "We've had bad experiences before," and I said, "We're gonna keep this dog in the laundry room and keep an eye." But of course,
We never take our dogs anywhere for that reason.
no. The dog was just there for 1 minute.
Yeah.
And by the way, I didn't see it happen. I don't know. The kids could have spilled water all over the damn thing. I don't know, but I had to make that uncomfortable phone call, which I don't like.
Better than your kids did.
Yes. Except
But
the
probably
kids.
more expensive.
This
Yeah.
is
Kids
why
are
it was
probably
worth
cheap.
the risk. Both kids had the greatest time. But but my son's friend said just was above and beyond. Couldn't believe he rode a motorcycle. Was so proud of himself. James was so proud of himself. It was great. It was really fun. You let them. I let the kids do this stuff now in the hopes that they never get back on motorcycles when they're older.
So Zuckerman's looking at you with dollar signs.
No, I'm just looking at
Hey, come on, Zuckerman. Be honest. Your house in Mexico. What do you have in the garage?
I understand that.
What do you
but
have in the garage? Tell everybody.
Oh, we have 3, 4, 5
That's
dirt
right.
bikes.
You've got motorcycles.
but
And you
I'm
ride. You've sent me the pictures. Your daughter, your son.
But I don't take anyone else's kid to do that.
I called the dad and I said, if you don't want to do this, he said, no, absolutely.
We have a new character that's just joined the show. It's called Frontal Lobe Ferricid.
No.
As his frontal lobe shrinks, he's doing things that just don't make sense.
Most of the listeners out there they like this stuff. They're not afraid like you. They're not fearful. You know, you're the front lines of a lot of damage, like my mom was in the emergency room. Most of us do this stuff without problems.
In Mexico, where we ride, it is really beautiful, and there's no
it's gorgeous.
one there. It is gorgeous, and it is really a lot of fun. I will say
and
that.
we're not doing X game riding. We're on paths. I'm leading the pack, and I kept him safe. And I put the kid on an ATV, and I said, "This is how you're going to ride, and this is what you're not going to do." And he did it, and he did great.
You know, there's a market for those 3-wheelers they outlawed.
Oh yeah, those
The
are
most
bad.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we
My
go,
sister crashed on one of those real good.
look, Dean just sent. I don't know if you're on this text. He just sent us 2 PTS cars. Look at this.
What do we got?
Mint green turbo cab.
Why is he not
They'll never
including
sell
me?
that.
Wow.
Who did he send
They'll
that to?
never
You
sell
and Jay?
I guess me and Jerry. And then a ruby red turbo S. Look at
Ooh,
that
let's see. Yes, now that's a nice car. Wow. Forget mint.
I guess that just means the paint to sample cars are coming in right now.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
And then after the show, Zuckerman, I talked to or messaged. I've been going back and forth with Mr. Pruniger. And I said, we're all over the place with spec for GT3 RS. Do you want to help? And he said, absolutely. And I sent him some ideas, and he has a great idea. I'm going to run it by you. I think you're going to like it. It's kind of based on your idea.
Good.
He had some modifications to it, but I would support it. And especially then you have a car spec'd by the guy.
Yeah.
The guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he would sign it for us.
Yeah, of course.
Sign the
Sign it.
hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Sign
go.
the hood, Pruny.
There's a show.
Wow.
We did a show.
Wow. On that bombshell.
We did a show. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you all stay safe and don't get COVID. Make your own COVID bets. Make some money. I can give you
money.
tips online on how not to get it.
Right.
Can't help you with RSV. It
No.
got that bad.
Paul, what's the plan real quick for when he gets COVID like December 3rd? What, you're just going to be
That'll
sad?
be funny because
Yeah.
because remember we adjusted the original bet.
Right,
Really,
right.
he wins big if he gets COVID in December.
I'd be willing to make a second bet,
No.
my friend.
That's just it's real. That's the real rat fuck. That would be my greed if he gets it in December. If I had just kept the original
Yep.
bet, then I would have won. But no,
Right.
I like that. I like when
My wife invited me to Austin, Texas.
Speaking of COVID.
She goes, we're staying where your sister's going to be there. Your mom's going to be there. The cousins are all going to be there. And I said, no, thanks. And then I was invited this Christmas to go skiing. It's just us and 5 families. And I said, nope, not doing it.
Wow.
We'll talk next week. But if you want to do July 4th to July 4th, I'd be willing to put some more money on the line.
wait a second, you want to change the bet?
No, I'm saying once this
Separate
bet
bet.
is over,
No.
I would bet another one. It's been a lot of fun. No matter how this sorts out, it's been great fun. I've thought I've lost a dozen
we could
times.
do when your knee blows or you're losing
Okay.
Achilles tendon playing tennis.
Okay. Hey.
Because an injury's coming.
You know,
We changed the bet.
I saw a girl, 25, on the tennis court, spatula it off. Remember I told you about the guy spatula it off?
Yeah.
This girl, beautiful, thin, in shape.
Sure.
on the ground. They had to take this
knee?
same court.
Knee, ankle.
Yeah, the leg was bent in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison?
Bummer.
Double or nothing, July 4th.
No, not right now. No.
Come on, Ferris.
No. I'm going to play this game out. I'm going to play this bet out. We can talk after.
What a welch.
There are too many.
telling you.
There are too many fans of the bet. There's too much fun happening.
Paul, you
right
must
now.
have a friend who's an orthopedic surgeon, right? Like, just call and say a 58-year-old who's really getting into tennis at this age.
Yeah, chances are he's going to hurt himself and it'll serve him right.
Okay, so
he deserves it.
You'd have to say 58-year-old who's been training 3 days a week with weights since 2004, fit, who stretches,
Stupid.
who
Stretches? That
Does not-
increases your chance of injury. I like this.
It does not go at 100% when he knows the types of things that really set.
Listen to the arrogance.
I'm just saying there's going to be, like you throw in the skateboarding and the motorcycling on dirt, and there's going to be one big joint's going to go.
I've had my tennis injuries. I had the what is the plantar fasciitis?
Yeah, plantar fasciitis.
That was
yeah.
the first 6 months of
Yeah, but
tennis.
that's not real.
Then I had a very tear in my calf.
Oh.
And then I started more
Which,
leg.
that was
did
your
more
right
work.
leg?
Yeah.
So the right Achilles is probably going to go pretty soon, Paul.
And I
only
am
hope.
suffering from knee pain, but
Yeah.
I did
Oh,
go
yeah.
to the doctor, and he said, "Look, it's getting sore, but it's perfectly fine. It's very healthy. You just want to stretch more, but there's nothing wrong with it." But
Paul,
wear
I'll
a
send
knee
you the
brace.
U.S. Army report where they do a study where they look at flexible soldiers versus inflexible soldiers, and the flexible soldiers are getting injured at a rate like
Really?
5 times more. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, because it creates an artificial range of motion that you can go,
Right.
You can go past the
So
point.
what is this bet turning out to be?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's just between you two. It's like all my
Look.
friends who get into running when they turn 50. It's like I don't have an ankle anymore.
I am not as confident about tennis and injuries as I am about COVID.
So weird. You were so confident about COVID, and you were right.
I was right. That's why.
He's lucky.
Yeah. I
No,
know,
I'm not.
I know.
No. I have
See,
some.
this is what makes me crazy. No, he doesn't admit to being lucky. He's just fucking lucky. It's
Come on, I was exposed at least 6 times that I know of. and I was
magical
fine.
thinking.
My friend.
But why? Explain why. I
My
mean,
friend
the people I
Statistics,
talk, the
dummy.
people I talk to who haven't had it have been exposed over and over again too.
My friend Glenn, didn't have it, got it the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The whole time. didn't
Probably
have it.
waning immunity. You're right.
Yeah.
but
and he got the bivalent booster the day before he got tested positive.
I guess he doesn't have
He doesn't have the Ferriston shit.
the Ferriston DNA. 1 in
But your
20, I've
kids-
read. 1 in 20 are super Dodgers now.
But your kids both got it.
Everybody I know has had it, including everybody in my family at home. There's nothing
They have
genetic.
your genes.
My
Your
genetic
brother
theory
got it.
is gone. It's done.
Your brother has it.
My brother has it. It's definitely possible. I can't explain it. I don't know. The only hanging chad, is maybe allergies and blowing my nose a lot. Blows it out
Oh,
before
yeah,
it can
sure.
get in. Maybe any sort of illicit use of a substance could have changed the interior
Can't
of my
wait
nose.
for you to be intubated.
That's
Scorched it.
Scorched receptors or something.
Scorched earth.
Could you imagine, Lieberman, if we got to see him intubated with his eyes bulging, us
we
coming
could do
in?
The show. We could do the show from his hospital.
Stand on the hose.
I want
watch
you to
his
have-
eyes bulge.
I want you to have that gift.
It would be so wonderful.
But it's not going to be this week. So anyway,
Well, if he goes brain dead from getting a tennis racket to the temple, maybe.
Yep.
it's very likely. That's very likely. Anyway, we'll see you next week on Spike's Car Radio.
Thanks for listening to Spike's Car Radio, brought to you by Hangar 56. Listen to new episodes every Wednesday, and be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.